Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. I saw this really cool concept on Tarot Magpie, Sylvie's channel, about tarot mind mapping, I believe is what it's called. And then I saw Danny do it and Staria Sen Summer do it. And I thought it was really interesting and really cool and a different way to look at a tarot reading. But the whole mind mapping thing was like going over my head a little bit. So I did have to go look at some videos that was just about the mind mapping concept and went down the rabbit hole of seeing how students could use it as a study tool in order to, put their notes into a different format with basically making branches off your main key concept in the middle. So once I watched that and got an idea of what the whole mind mapping process was, then it was kind of easier to understand Sylvie's idea of using the tarot to mind map a question basically that you asked your tarot and oracle and such cards to figure out. I think why I had a difficult problem in the beginning with it when I tried it myself the first time is because I like to read intuitively. I like to just like go with the flow and kind of see where I'm being pulled. And I needed to pull myself out of that to get myself started in this whole mind mapping process because I wanted to look at it from a more logical thought process and take out the psychic intuitive feelings and emotions that may be pulling me in one direction or another, and just look at the whole reading from a very intellectual standpoint. And I found it very interesting. It took me like 3 tries to figure out a way that was comfortable for me to do this. So I'm going to kind of walk you through my process, and I will link Sylvie's video in the description box below. This isn't, I guess this is kind of a VR to it. I don't know, but I will link to her primary video below so you can go check out her channel and see how she talks you through the process and everything, because I'm just kind of winging this here. So here is the evolution of me mind mapping a question. So these are the cards that I pulled. I used the Schitts Creek Tarot. I used the Influence of the Angels Tarot, the Sacred Creators Oracle, the Sovereign Oracle, and then I pulled in the Rebel deck also. So I kind of mixed, what is this, 5 different decks together, which is really cool. I love mixing decks together in a reading, and I found that part of the process really enjoyable for me, is throwing in as many decks as you can to this process. I just shuffled the cards like I do for any other tarot reading that I do, and waited till jumpers came out. These came out together, this one came out, and so on. So now I have all these cards on the table in front of me. What am I going to do with them in regards to creating some sort of mind map? So without going into heavy details about the question, we'll just say that I was looking for a solution as to how to not feel overlooked in a creative project. And when I was looking at all these cards in front of me, the one that jumped out was the King of Swords. And I just thought, this I felt was a good place to start. And I don't know if the way I'm doing this is the correct concept or not. This is just kind of how I did it. I kind of looked for things that fit the King of Swords at first. So I thought, okay, the King of Swords is a change maker because he's very intellectual, puts plans into place and that sort of thing. He can also help you, give you an idea to get you one step ahead. Then I had the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So I thought, okay, this could kind of relate to the King too. So that's why I felt that he was my center, that he was my jumping off point for this map. So then I started thinking about what the King of Swords represented, and I felt that he represented intellect. He was a truth seeker. He's all about being fair in his decision making. He's also a good problem solver. So with that problem solving, that's when I felt like the one step ahead is all you need idea would be in relation to him. So I put that under like the problem solving side. And then the truth and fairness side, that's where I felt like the Six of Pentacles fit in, the balancing the scales. Because I also saw the scales as like the scales of justice and that truth seeker, you know, right and wrong, that kind of thing. So I thought that was really good for this side of the King. And then I had this card. You are talented and effing amazing. And then on the back, it says, the world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb stuff. Okay, so I thought, okay, this is a good idea to have here at the top with this King. Let me put this underneath him. Okay, so the world needs the King's power, and they need his voice and everything, just as long as he doesn't say stupid stuff. So I thought that was a great concept to have above him, and that's how I put it on the paper too. So I put about talent and power and about using your voice. So now the Star and the Devil had come out together, and I didn't really know where these would fit in regards to the question of feeling overlooked about a creative endeavor. So that's when I kind of felt like this went up here above the King a little bit, because if you think about the reversed King of Swords, and where he is maybe being a little bit more self-centered, maybe a little bit more judgmental and thinking negatively and that sort of thing. I thought, okay, this is perfect. This is going to go up here, especially alongside the just don't use it for dumb shit card. But I just felt like these could be the other aspects of the King. So that's where I felt that fit in. Then I had the card Changemaker. So the question was all about figuring out how not to be overlooked in this creative endeavor. So I thought the Changemaker Makes Waves was a good card to put below the King, and how he can influence the changes that possibly need made. So after figuring out this grouping right here, I was looking at the cards that I had left and trying to figure out how these fit into this whole process. So I've got the Two of Pentacles here. And what I really felt when I worked through this, which I'll show this a little bit more in depth, was I kind of felt like the Two of Pentacles is what is going to link this change maker and the one step ahead with this balance energy of the Six of Pentacles. So it's kind of going to go right here. And then for relationships are complicated, take some space to figure out stuff. I felt like falled underneath this give and take energy. And kind of over here with the Two of Pentacles. So now we've got our obsession and our energy cards, and that's all that I have left. And I felt energy was definitely down here with take space to figure stuff out. And the obsession, I feel, is like the dark side of the king, the shadow side of the King of Swords. So I put it up here with the devil. So let's look at the mind map that I created. Okay, so like I said, with the King of Swords, I felt the intellectual, and then our branch down here to truth seeker and fairness, our branch over here to problem solver, and then above about the talent. Okay, so I didn't feel like I said the star or the devil really fit anything. I felt like these were the negative side of this king. And so these are almost like the obstacle to this whole mind map. And that's why I stuck them out here to the side. So for the star, I wrote words like unsupported, give up, negativity. For the devil, I wrote needy, power, status. Is it easier to play a victim? So then I asked, does this support the vision of the question that these cards were pulled for? Which is why I don't really have them connected to anything. I kind of have them hanging out here to the side. So did it really support the vision in general? Because I highlighted that question in yellow, which brings me all the way down here to the give and take and the balance energy of the Six of Pentacles. So what do I want from this? What do I want to give and what do I want to receive back kind of energy? So that's what I put. I put that question of what do you really want? And that's how I knew that the take some space, take some time to figure your stuff out needed to go below that Six of Pentacles energy, because I needed to figure out what I wanted from this project, how much I was willing to devote to it in order to get what I wanted back out from it. And then that's where the energy card comes in of tend to your energy field, but explore unspoken communication. So now we're starting to see like a trend. I've got explore unspoken communication there. I've got use your voice up here under the talent card. And then for change maker in the book, it talks about speaking your truth and focusing on what matters. Again, we've got that voice aspect coming into play for a third time in regards to this question. So we got voice, and then on the energy card, we have voice again. So then back over here to the Six of Pentacles, I was thinking about the fairness of the whole aspect of the question that I asked. So I got the fairness aspect from the King of Swords, and then that brought me over here to the balance energy of the Six of Pentacles, which brought me over here to the Two of Pentacles and that balance and flexibility. And what I found interesting that I didn't notice until afterwards when I was looking everything over, I chose this bluish green highlighter to highlight the words balance, and flexible. But it also is the same color in the card of one step ahead is all you need. And after I did the mind map, this was the answer to the entire question that I had in regards to being overlooked about a creative project. I just need one step ahead or a foot in the door or some sort of forward motion in regards to this issue. And because that's what this card is all about. Determination, forward progress, plus impatience, which is why I stuck it over here under the devil's side, because the devil can be very impatient. He wants what he wants when he wants it and that sort of thing. And then that's where I felt the easier to play the victim would be in line with this one step ahead is all you need. It was so interesting once I was able to wrap my head around the concept of this and how to map everything out, and then to see the similarities in the cards, whether I got it from the front of the card or whether I got it from words that jumped out at me in the guidebook. And then highlighting those similar words throughout the map so I could see really what is the underlying issue. Maybe the truth that needs to be spoken is a truth that I need to speak to myself in regards to the question that I asked. But the whole key to it, I feel, is this fairness and balance energy, but to be flexible and to keep moving forward, to not get stuck in that needy, unsupported energy of the star and the devil, but to just keep moving forward, because as long as I'm doing some sort of forward motion, I am making progress and I'm not stuck in the illusions of that reverse star and that reverse devil. So this was a really, really a cool thing to do. And I think if I did it more, I would become a little bit more proficient at it, where it would not take me as long to work the whole thing out. But it was a very neat concept, and I did end up enjoying it, like I said, after I worked through it a couple times and really got the gist of it. It is a really cool concept to do. I don't know if I would do this, though, for just little minor questions or little minor problems. I think this concept is really cool to do if you have something that you are really wanting to dive the depths of and to look into how all these cards really play a role in it and how it could help you come out of it. Like I said, after I watched those like study videos of how to use this for a studying tool and that kind of thing, it really clicked with me how to lay this out and the concept of it and everything. So I'd love to know, have you ever done mind mapping for anything, not just tarot? So maybe you have a better concept of it. This I don't remember this style of studying back in the 80s when I was in school. I don't recall anything about like mind mapping. You just wrote your notes out long form and then you just studied the shit out of them is what you did. So I'd really love to know if that was a concept that you learned in school, is maybe that whole mind mapping concept or something along those lines. And let me know if you do this with tarot also. Thanks, Sylvie, for bringing this to the community and sharing this concept with everybody, because I do think it's really cool. And I do think I could fit this into my practice in some ways, especially surrounding bigger questions that I really want to dive deeper into. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you like the video, thumbs up and all that other good stuff. And until I see you next time, bye.